What happened to consistency then, Mark?
So what about consistency?
Well, surely law should be based on consistency, shouldn't it? How can you do sort of one thing one day? Why is it we can walk this now and not get arrested?
We've been given about 10 minutes.
Have we?
And then they're going to restart warning. Right. Well, that's what the commander has deemed, that about 10 minutes is reasonable to allow people to have the protest down to here.
Right.
However,
yeah.
Once that 10 minutes is sort of going past, that is then unreasonable. Realistically, if someone was stuck behind, we've got to base it on an average person drive along this lane. Yeah. Is it reasonable for a delay of over about 10 minutes? Well, actually, probably, depending on who it is.
Yeah.
He's sort of saying, well, actually, that's because we've had that 2 hours this morning as well. Okay, there's sort of a limit to what he's in his book, what he can justify in court as what's reasonable. So he's saying, I'm happy for 10 minutes. I'm happy for a slow walk for 10 minutes, based on the fact we've already had 2 hours, and then from there we're going to take our chances, warn people and arrest them.
Okay.
And that's he's got to put some kind of
I mean you compare it to Horse Hill, for instance, where there was about 1.1 miles of walking, which was taking 3/4 of an hour, something like that. But 9 cases got thrown out of court because they thought that was reasonable, you know.
Yeah,
so, and we asked for nothing but consistency, time after time.
I know, but it's consistent that you're being we're not stopping you from doing it.
Right.
But up until a certain point. And he's got to justify that. The consistency, in all honesty, is that you're doing the protest, the lorries are having to go through this sort of, exercise every time.
Yeah.
That is consistent, that's happening. We're not suddenly dramatically changing. What the whole topography of the land, everything's different. He's got to make a decision based on what he sees fit today.
Right, okay.
And if there was 100 lorries coming out tomorrow, he'd probably stay a couple of minutes and then we're going to have to start moving it.
Well, if there was 100 lorries coming out of there tomorrow, we'd have proved our point, wouldn't we?
I'll be a bit upset for a start. But if there was 1 lorry tomorrow, he might say, actually, it's reasonable for there to be that amount of disruption on this road today. So it's all, there's no way you can sit there and say, okay, I'm going to put in a rigid framework of this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. He's basically making a decision what he believes in court he could justify as reasonable or not reasonable.
Okay.
And it's different. Consistency is the sort of speed we're going, which is fairly consistent. I don't think that's changed. We're doing about the same speed. We're trying to obviously facilitate the protest, but at the same time there's going to be, like in all of them, consistently, there is a sort of a line at some point, same as Brockham, same as everywhere else, where we actually said, no, we're going to have to do something now.
Can I ask you a question? Obviously it's not you who write the law, but don't you think it's funny that law protects most of the time?